In this video, we take a look at the flagship camera from SJ. The $180 SJ7 Star comes at a price which is closer to the GoPro Hero Basic but has features and specs that rival the GoPro Hero 5 Black. But as we know, specs aren't everything. Many other online reviews have already claimed this camera to be a proper GoPro alternative. Hey, this is Rahul, and in this review, let's find out if the SJ7 Star is really worth the hype or not. Before we start this review, a full disclosure. Banggood sent me this camera, but I'm not getting paid for making this review. Links to buy the product are in the video description below, along with a discount coupon. The SJ7 Star comes with the industry-leading specs of 4K at 30 FPS, followed by 2.5K at 60 FPS, which I think is really useful because you can crop in post-production, and 1080p at 120 FPS for 1/4x slow motion, and 720p at a magnificent 240 FPS, which can slow down your footage in post 1/8 or 1/10x. But it's not all about frame rates. The camera has a 2-inch touchscreen on the back and that all-important external mic support, which is preferred by vloggers and motovloggers, is also there. SJ has done a really good job with the build quality of this camera. It has the same feel of a premium smartphone. Behind the 170-degree wide lens lies a combination of the Sony IMX117 sensor with the Ambarella A12S processor, which should ensure sharp image with good color reproduction. In fact, this combination has been used in previous generation of GoPro cameras as well. The SJ7 Star also offers electronic image stabilization, but it is restricted to 1080p 60 FPS. There is a Super View mode on offer, but even at 1080p the Super View is not stabilized. GoPro Hero 5 has narrow, medium, wide and linear field of view, whereas the SJ7 Star doesn't support the linear mode. I guess you have to sacrifice some features to cut the price in half. No voice commands or GPS feature on the SJ as well. But back to the features that actually matter. The SJ7 Star has an easy to navigate touchscreen that is extremely responsive. The menus are well laid out and not confusing. You can access the menus by using some shortcuts. Touch anywhere on the screen or press the menu button to get to the main menu. Swipe up to reveal shooting modes such as time-lapse or burst photo mode, and your still and video records as well. Also, we have both the cameras out of the box, which means not in the waterproof casing, so both of the audios can also be compared from this sample. So we are actually in the golden light, so it may not look so harsh, the highlights, because it's falling light and it's very beautiful out there, as you can see right behind me on the skies. So it may not be that good, but what the screen has auto rotation feature just like GoPro, and upside down shooting also rotates the video. The camera takes still images up to 12 megapixel and also has a burst mode. When it comes to accessories, SJ leaves no stone unturned. There are some unique bits like the touch backdoor of the waterproof casing, which lets you use the touchscreen even inside the waterproof case, but as a downside, the standard backdoor is 60 meter waterproof, whereas the touch backdoor is only 10 meters. But I think for most practical usage like a swimming pool or rain, this should be sufficient. The Hero 4 also needs a casing for waterproofing, but the Hero 5 is waterproof up to 10 meters without a case. And if you buy a case worth $50, you will go up to 60 meter underwater. The Hero 4 works on standard GoPro mic adapter, but the Hero 5 requires an expensive $50 mic adapter for external mic support. The SJ works with its own SJ mic. Somehow it didn't work with my GoPro mic setup. SJ microphone is cheap though, and the audio quality is usable, but nothing that great. SJ also gives a frame mount, which means you can connect it to the microphone without drilling into the waterproof case. But the frame mount leaves the lens exposed to dust and rain. A UV filter may fix this. Let's take a look at the image quality. The color palette is a bit oversaturated and not as natural as the GoPro, but it's still better than the SJ6 Legend. Clarity, sharpness, and details are very much there. In this shot, you can look at the leaves and you can see how separated they look. This is one of the strongest points of the camera, where I've compared this image to several other cameras in the market, and this does a respectful job. The electronic image stabilization is as good as it gets, but during nighttime causes weird shakes to the footage. Better to turn the EIS off at night. The GoPro Hero 5 electronic image stabilization works very well in the night as well. SJ7 Star night footage is very good, but it's still not as good as a GoPro. Here are some negatives that I observed. The camera has an all-metal body, so the body heats up. Though being metal, it dissipates the heat from the internal system much faster. SJ6 had a tripod mount, which is a lifesaver in case you're using time-lapse or any kind of photography with a tripod. On this version, it's missing. Trying to copy the GoPro maybe? Jokes apart, while shooting 240 FPS, the camera gave an error saying card not fast enough. This same card has been used to shoot 240 FPS on GoPro and other Chinese action cameras, and I never got these errors. I can't connect to the SDCam app. I tried several times and have failed. The SJ7 Star does time lapses as well, but the resulting video looks compressed. Better to use photo lapse and make the video yourself. The GoPro Hero 4 and Hero 5 uses the same sensor and processors. The Hero 5 has a few extra features, but image quality wise they're almost the same. That is why in our comparison we could clearly understand how this camera performs against both the Hero 4 or the Hero 5 cameras. In final verdict, after comparing it with both the GoPros, we can say that you can't beat a GoPro with a camera that costs less than half of it. Most people don't use the Pro Tune mode, and the linear mode, GPS and voice commands are all advanced features that a basic user may never use. I still agree that the voice command is pretty cool though. Even if you start your vlogging or moto vlogging with this camera, when you eventually save up for a GoPro, this cam can become an excellent secondary camera. In final verdict, we say that this camera is not a flagship killer that beats the GoPro Hero 5 Black, but it definitely produces far better image quality and has a host of features that is better than both other Chinese action cameras and GoPro's entry-level Hero. If you're in and around the budget of $180, then I strongly recommend picking this one up instead of the GoPro Hero Basic or the Hero Plus version. And for a limited time, if you use my discount coupon, and you may just get it for just $160, which is an unbeatable price. I hope you enjoyed this review. If this is your first time on my channel, please hit that subscribe button for more action camera reviews and other motorcycling content. Hit that bell button so that you don't miss any notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon. This is Rahul. Goodbye.